Bart, did you read the book?
Mrs. Krabappel, I am insulted. Is this a book report or a witch hunt?
Perhaps you'd like to
Witch
tell us.
hunt. All right, welcome to another High School Principal Reacts. My name is Brandon, and I'm a high school principal from the U.S. state of Georgia. Well, I'm doing another Simpsons episode today. I've already done Lisa Gets an A. This one is called Bart Gets an F. So I'm excited to see what this one is about. I don't really know what it's about. This one was recommended by a viewer, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get into it. Just a reminder, if you're enjoying these videos, please consider subscribing.
To live. I thank you.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. There were moments I truly believed you were Hemingway. Bravo, Martin.
Oh, please, call me Papa. A little ketchup for your buns, Papa.
All right, class. All right. I think we have time for one more report.
Practical
Bart
joke.
Simpson,
No.
is your book report on Treasure Island ready?
Is it ready? Ha, what a question. Fellow students, prepare to be dazzled. Well, as Mrs. Krabappel already mentioned, the name of the book that I read was Treasure Island. It's about these pirates. Pirates with patches over their eyes.
He hasn't read it.
And shiny gold teeth. And green birds on their shoulders. I mentioned this book was written by a guy named Robert Louis Stevenson and published by the good people at McGraw-Hill. So, in conclusion, on the Simpsons scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, and 5 being average, I give this book a 9. Any questions? Nope, then I'll just sit down.
Bart, did you read the book?
Mrs. Krabappel, I am insulted. Is this a book report or a witch hunt?
Perhaps you'd like to
Witch
tell us
hunt.
the name of the pirate.
Blackbeard, Captain Nemo, Captain Hook, Long John Silver, Pete, Bluebeard. Bluebeard?
Sit down, Bart. I'll see you after class.
And you know, I have seen kids do something like this. They just kind of bluff their way through a presentation like that. Doesn't usually work out well.
Your grades have gotten steadily worse since the beginning of the term.
And this is from the intro. They always have Bart kind of writing on the blackboard. That is very, very old school. I don't even remember that when I was a student. So, it wouldn't be done now in most schools. So, very old school here.
Are you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you aware that there is a major exam tomorrow on colonial America?
Yes, ma'am.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yes, ma'am.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yes, ma'am.
Bart, you haven't been paying attention to a word I said, have you?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then what did I say?
Straighten up and fly right.
Well, that was a lucky guess.
Well, time to hit the books.
Burning the candle at both ends, eh, boy? Go get 'em.
All right, okay. Let's take care of some business. Chapter 1, A Dream of Freedom. On September 15th, 1620, Puritan separatists from the Church of England, some living in Holland, left Plymouth, England.
Too little, too late. Yeah, and unfortunately, there's a lot of students, Bart's age, and even high school students that try to do everything at the very end. I'm always amazed. Every school I've been at, there've been some students who they try to turn in a whole semester's worth of work all on the last week of school. Doesn't usually work out too well. It's much better to just do it as you go. Of course, you have Bart here trying to cram it all in at the 11th hour here.
Their destination was... Honey, you're gonna miss your bus. Uh-oh.
Hey, Bart dude. Ooh, you look freaked.
Hey, Automan, I got a big test that I am not ready for. Could you please crash the bus or something?
Oh, sorry, little buddy. Can't do it on purpose. But hey, maybe you'll get lucky.
Okay, no reason to panic. Find an egghead, come up for some answers, and boom, I'm back on Easy Street.
Oh, look at him. I bet he didn't study again. And now he's going to try to kiss up and get answers from us. He's pathetic.
Good morning, girls.
Good morning, Bart.
Say, who's up for a little cram session? I'll go first. What was the name of the Pilgrim's boat?
The Spirit of St. Louis.
And where'd they land?
Sunny Acapulco.
And why'd they leave England?
Giant rats.
Cool. History's coming alive.
Giving them the wrong answers on purpose.
All right, students, take one and pass the rest back. If you have any trouble,
Think,
move
Simpson,
on.
think. Crisis brings out the best in you.
Ugh. What is it, Bart?
Nothing. Must take test.
Yeah, and students faking sick to get out of classes or something like this is pretty true to life. It does happen. Of course, we're not doctors. We're not going to try to say, yes, you're sick or no, you're not sick. Although I have seen some people try to do that. No. Yeah, he's fine.
What's the matter, son?
Sharp stabbing pains in my stomach.
Oh dear, I've heard of this. Do you feel a shooting pain in your arm?
Both arms, ma'am.
Temporary loss of vision?
Who said that? Come.
Yeah, school nurses do not diagnose complicated or conditions like that. They're not going to pull off a medical dictionary off the shelf and start diagnosing. They're going to tend to minor symptoms. And if it's anything more than that, they're going to call the parent to come pick the student up.
Yes, dear?
Maybe one more dish. Make a double cappuccino chocolate fudge.
Oh, your third bowl. I think you may be on the mend. Is there anything else I can get you?
Perhaps the TV?
Bart's got his vision back.
He lost his vision.
Or you phlebitis.
Yeah, so he lost his vision, but they just kind of gave him some treats or whatever that was in the bowl. I can't imagine a parent having a kid lose their vision. They don't even take him to the doctor. That's hilarious.
You're gonna have to fail that history test sooner or later.
I've got my bases covered. Hey, Millhouse, what'd I miss in school today?
Nothing much. Lewis made Richard laugh milk through his nose.
Oh, you don't say. What about that history test, huh? Piece of cake, huh? So listen, what'd you get for number 1? Number 2?
Cheating.
Oh, yeah, that seems right.
Cat.
Here you go, Mrs. Krabappel. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
But this test is worse than Millhouse's exam. Bart Simpson, I warned you. This is the final straw.
She said it's worse than Millhouse's. So he was cheating off of someone who didn't do so great. I have seen that several times before. There's kind of a running joke among some teachers about it. You know, you see a student cheating, but they're cheating off of someone who really doesn't do so well themselves. So it ends up being even worse than if they had just tried it themselves in the first place. It's kind of funny.
I think you know our district psychiatrist, Dr. J. Lauren Pryor.
Hey, Dr. J.
I think what we have on our hands here is a classic case of what laymen refer to as fear of failure. As a result, Bart is an underachiever, and yet he seems to be, how should I put this, proud of it? One of his problems may be his short attention span, which can lead to blah, 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 blah.
Now Homer's doing it.
Blah, 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 blah.
But Bart has failed his last 4 exams in history. Is there anything you're not telling us?
No.
Every other student in the class has shown at least some form of improvement, and yet you continue to struggle. Why is that?
I don't know.
But look at these results. 55, 42, 26, a 12 on state capitals.
Okay. Why are we dancing around the obvious? I know it, you know it, I am dumb, okay? Dumb as a post. Think I'm happy about it?
There, Bart. You're just a late bloomer.
Oh, I wish it were that simple. As shameful and as emotionally crippling as it may be, I'm afraid my recommendation is for Bart Simpson to repeat the 4th grade.
Yeah, so there's actually a lot to unpack here. So first of all, most of this little scene is very inaccurate. But one thing that is pretty accurate, this guy, they call him a district psychiatrist or something. Having a school psychologist or a psychiatrist or someone along those lines is pretty common. A school district is going to have that. That person is going to do a lot of different diagnostic testing with students. That person might do hearing and vision screenings. That person might recommend other evaluations as a result of their own diagnostic testing on students. They don't recommend placement in different grades. You see here, he says he recommends he repeats whatever grade Bart is in. They don't do that. Those decisions are made by teachers and administrators at the school.
What? You can't hold me back. I'll do better, I promise.
Oh, sure, that'll be the day.
Well, maybe it would help him to be left back. It won't be so bad, Bart.
No, I mean it. You can't hold me back. I swear I'm gonna do better. Look at my eyes. See the sincerity? See the conviction? See the fear? As God is my witness, I can pass the 4th grade.
And if you don't, at least you'll be bigger than the other kids.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. Again, I mentioned in another episode, I like The Simpsons because it's really, really exaggerated and funny, but the things that it is exaggerating do have some truth in it from real life. One of which is if you are retained, I mean, you do kind of stand out in some ways, especially physically, because in 4th grade through really high school, students are growing very fast. And so if you have a whole nother year of physical growth, you're going to be significantly bigger than the other students. So that much is true.
Get off the bus and forever hold your peace, little dudes.
Otto, you know I respect you. I mean, you always let us throw stuff at cars and try to tip the bus on sharp turns.
He lets them throw stuff at cars and tries to tip the bus. Yeah. Safety standards, I mentioned in another video, are very high for buses and bus drivers. Bus drivers have to undergo a lot of classes and testing and even a physical exam, believe it or not. So yeah, any of those things would land Otto here in pretty big trouble in any real school district.
Damn thing never goes over, does it? So what's in your head, little man?
Well, I've been failing a lot of tests recently.
Uh-huh.
And now they're talking about holding me back in the 4th grade if I don't shape up.
That's it? Hey, relax, man. It could end up being the best thing that ever happened to you. I got held back in the 4th grade myself. Twice. Look at me, man. Now I drive the school bus.
I'm afraid my recommendation is for Bart Simpson to repeat the 4th grade. The 4th grade.
Yeah, and school psychologists don't do that.
All right, class. The topic is world literature. What was the pirate's name in Treasure Island? Bart Simpson?
Look how big he is.
A wife hucking me for a new car, and I need a root canal. Will you quit bugging me about the stupid pirate? Psst, Long John Silver, Dad.
I heard that, Bart Jr. I want to see both of you after
Bart
class
Jr.
today.
Oh, thanks a lot, son.
Oh, man. And so I guess this is Bart as an old man still trying to pass the 4th grade. No, that doesn't happen. The reality is that you can only be in school for a certain period of time. If you're unfortunately retained in a grade like Bart seems to be in danger of having here, you can only be in school for so long because the government is paying for that. In most states, I believe it's 21. In Georgia, that's what it is. Once you pass age 21, that's all the chances you get. Now, you don't hear of many 20 or 21-year-old students, mostly because I think most students, once they reach a certain age or they kind of figure out, hey, I'm going to be very over age by the time I graduate, or if they think they will run out of time, they will usually go on and pursue some sort of other program to get their high school education. What?
Yo, little help. I said little help. Throw me the ball, Poindexter.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bart. I'm unfamiliar with the rules of your sport. I didn't want to interfere with the ball in play. Well, back to the forecastle of the Pequod.
Hey, Martin.
You have your ball. I have nothing else of value.
I need you to help me get a passing grade.
Well, you do need someone's help to get a passing grade, but I don't know why that someone should be me.
Because I can make it so the other kids don't laugh at you so much. Then it's a deal?
Yes. Alrighty, let's have a look-see at your study area.
All right, so he's going to help him study.
Sanctuary from the hurly-burly of modern life.
Well, there's a desk under that junk over there.
Oh.
Oh.
No, this won't do at all. We're going to have to clean up this room, and we'll clearly need a few ferns in here.
Ferns.
Without adequate plant life.
No,
No?
Only geeks sit in the front seat. From now on, you sit in the back row. And that's not just on the bus. It goes for school and church, too.
Why?
So no one can see what you're doing.
Oh, I think I understand. The potential for mischief varies inversely with one's proximity to the authority figure.
He wrote an equation.
Ooh!
There's his fern. So I love this. So Bart is teaching this guy to be mischievous and be kind of a bad boy so he can be more popular. And he's teaching Bart how to pass the 4th grade. It's kind of funny. The quadratic equations in the 4th grade. So Bart was teaching him to graffiti the walls, and Martin made a nice little positive mural about the teacher. And he's like, no, that's not how you do it. Funny faces.
Pretty soon you will be ready to try it with a real book. Who would have thought that pushing a boy into the girls' laboratory could be such a thrill? The screams, the humiliation, the fact that it wasn't me. I've never felt so alive.
Great, Martin. Now, the big test is tomorrow, and I haven't even started.
Who cares about some test? Life's too short for tests.
Hey, I thought we had a deal.
The Martin Prince you made a deal with no longer exists. Come on, fellows, to the arcade. Cool, Martin.
So he corrupted Martin so much that now he's reneging on the deal, and all he wants to do is have fun. Now what's he gonna do?
Bart, it's past your bedtime.
Okay. This is hopeless.
Wake up, Bart. Rise and shine, little guy. Time to wake up.
Oh, no.
Wake up and look at the snow.
Whoa, good morning, world.
So now he doesn't have to go to school.
It's the Bill and Marty show. He's Bill. He's Marty. Two grown men who can't get enough of each other. And it looks like we've got some snow formation for all those flake lovers out there. Mm-hmm. Springfield Electric gas and water plants are closed for the day.
Yeah, the school closures. I do remember back in the day, this was kind of not pre-internet, but you would mostly get this kind of information on the early morning TV broadcast, and would be just watching, waiting to see if our particular school were closed for the day. Now you can just get it online. It's kind of funny. I do remember this.
Clear power plant bill. That's closed.
All right.
So he doesn't have to go to work.
All you youngsters, you toddlers, this is what you've been waiting for. Springfield County Schools are... I can't read it. I'm too excited. Uh-oh. Springfield County Schools will be closed.
And then everybody parties.
I'm not missing anything. Frozen earlobes. Trudging up that stupid sled hill over and over again. How good could it be? Gotta study.
He wants to use the snow day to study, but everybody's having fun.
Chapter 6. 4 days in Philadelphia. First Continental Congress faced a difficult job. Could the delegates agree on recommendations that all Americans could support?
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
That all men are created equal.
That all men are created equal.
That from that equal creation they derive rights inherent and inalienable. Hey, look, everybody. It's snowing in the middle of July. It's a miracle. Fellas, I've invented something fun. The sled.
So they all just leave.
Hey, look, everybody. John Hancock's writing his name in the snow.
Later, Mrs. K.
Please turn in your exam, Bart. Class is over.
Do you think you could grade it now, please?
Well, all right. Let me get Old Red. Well, Bart, it's a 59. That's another F.
Oh, no. I can't believe it.
I know. Another year together.
Poor Bart. He actually tried for
What's
once.
the matter? Well, I would think you'd be used to failing by now.
No, you don't understand. I really tried this time. I really tried.
There.
This is as good as I can do, and I still failed.
Well, 59, it's a high F.
Who am I kidding? I really am a failure. Oh, now I know how George Washington felt when he surrendered Fort Necessity to the French in 1754.
What?
Oh, you know 1754, the famous defeat to the French. Oh,
My God, Bart, you're right.
so?
You just demonstrated applied knowledge. And due to the difficulty and relative obscurity of the reference, you deserve an extra point on your
Gave him
exam.
extra
Hey,
points.
it's only fair.
You mean I passed?
Just barely.
I passed! I got a D minus! I passed!
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, and so most places don't have D's anymore. I remember back in the day, I think a 70 to a 72 or 73 was a D. Now it's just A, B, C, D, or A, B, C, F. See, I'm so used to the D's, I included it there. Most people cut it off at 70 as a C, and then 69, of course, is an F. And, there are students like this. I see it all too often, students who, have not had a lot of academic success. And so they become kind of accustomed to that, and they just kind of get down. But I've also seen this exact scenario here where a student will kind of get a taste of success, and that kind of lights a fire under them. And so they then end up succeeding. And so the best teachers that I've worked with kind of know this. And so they will give those kind of students a taste of success like that, allow them to, feel that. And then all of a sudden they're a whole new student. Does that happen 100% of the time? No, but a lot of the time it does. And the best teachers I've ever worked with do tend to do that.
I passed! I got a D minus! I passed! I got a D minus! I passed! I got a D minus! I passed! Kiss the teacher!
Yeah, I guess he did.
We're proud of you, boy.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, and he said he was proud of him. The reality is, I remember someone who told me one time, success looks different for every person, and I think that's true. It's about growth. So if you're used to getting A's all the time, you should try and grow also and learn new things that you didn't know before. Set a higher standard for yourself. If you do not, you should try and grow from where you're at, whether you tend to make B's, C's, or failing like Bart. Any kind of growth is desirable. Well, I'm going to go ahead and leave the video here. I really enjoyed this one. Bart gets an F, which is kind of funny because in the end, he gets a D. He passes his test after all of that angst and frustration and trying very hard. Really, there are some truths in here. I do see some of these situations in real life. Students who try very, very hard, or students that get accustomed to failure and don't try so hard until a teacher or someone else comes along and motivates them. I find that with most students, motivation is half of the struggle to begin with. So if you are struggling in school or know someone who is, please keep going. Please do your best. Please reach out for support. And you're bound to succeed. I'm going to leave it right there. This has been High School Principal Reacts. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and thanks for watching.